Hello, everyone. The Work in Progress podcast, number 11. 11, right? Like Stranger Things, 11. I hope they don't claim my podcast after this. Anyway, it's been a while. I've been kind of busy, um, trying to learn a new thing. Um, I always talk to people about finding something to do with their bodies because just um going by what you see in the mirror is never going to get you anywhere. That's one thing that I am 100% sure of. And with what's been happening these past couple of weeks, it's actually more evident to me that that's the case. Um, it's never about how you look in the mirror, and it's never about how much you weigh. Like, what is the number you see on the scale has got nothing to do with the quality of your life. And that became evident the past couple of weeks when I had my first experience with mountain biking. So I've always been kind of a fan of anything dirt. Like I went out and got a four-wheel drive car. I hope to someday be able to take it on the trails. Uh, but this is quite different. And I was talking to the other guy who was with me, and I was like, what kind of masochistic bastard would enjoy bashing themselves around a mountain trail? Because I don't know, we all do. We head out, pick a trail, and the one thing about the trails that we do is that they are mostly um, hill climbs or downhill. So you have to go up a hill and then you choose a trail and come back down, or the other way around. I mean, last time we did the exact opposite. We parked up the hill, went all the way down, and then had to walk back up. Um, yeah, that is something that almost killed me. And I'm not here to say that I accomplished anything, to be honest. It's actually the exact opposite. I discovered that all the things that I have been saying as theories and as observations that I've had with other people are actually true. The way you handle your body has got nothing to do with um, the number on the scale or the person you see in the mirror. Yes, um, having excessive weight on your joints is never a good thing. Um, but on the other hand, walking uphill I mean, the signs were there. It was an 8% incline, and I did about 2 miles of that just to get to the car. And yes, I had the bike, and let's not even get into what it takes to bike uphill. I had to walk. And it was eye-opening in the sense that um, I do a lot of cardio, and walking on a treadmill, just walking in place, does not prepare you for what the actual world does to you. Walking, actually walking uphill is something I think there's a mental barrier to it because looking up at a hill and wondering, am I supposed to get up there is just there's a mental barrier there. I I can almost feel that barrier ahead of me because everything inside of me, my gut and my brain are looking for solutions not to do it. So I was thinking maybe get someone of the other guys to go up and give him my car keys and he can bring the car down and pick me up. And I was able to do it because obviously I'm here and obviously I'm not gonna let myself get stranded on a hill somewhere. And it's an actual road, like um, the other part of it is trying to go uphill on the trails, and that's even more vicious because there's no grip and the terrain changes, and it's not a constant 8% um, as it would be made ready for cars. So going uphill on the trails was something completely different. I lost grip and I slid down, and it was like a cartoon um, where you go up and then you slide back down and you have to do it all over again. What I'm trying to say is you have to find experiences outdoors in the world to do with your body. And um, that is the true test of what your body can do because nothing marked as endurance in the gym prepares you for what the real world can offer. Now, some people don't even want that challenge, and that's completely fine. But let me again stress on the point that going by what you see in the mirror is a road that you don't want to chase. You will never be content with what you see in the mirror. There's always going to be that one more thing that you need to do that you think will make you happy, but it's never the case. So find something that you like, watch videos of people doing, it doesn't have to be extreme, but walking. Um, I last week I was doing some shopping and I was walking in front of a mirror and it caught me by surprise that I'm walking wrong. How can somebody spend so many years on this planet and not be able to walk properly? And I know because I put in so much effort and I'm slower than anybody walking next to me. And I discovered it's because for some reason I don't use the full extent of my feet. I walk um on the balls of my feet and I miss some of the step. Like I drag my foot a little back before I set it down on the floor. So I kick up front and then I drag my foot back down a little and then I put it down. So as much as I think I'm doing long strides, I'm losing some of that. So I'm learning to walk. I mean, imagine I'm literally learning to walk and I'm learning to cycle and I'm learning to go uphill and I'm learning to conserve my energy because nobody's going to carry you. And last week when we were up the trails, I actually crashed and broke the bike. Um, and that means that sometimes you have to go uphill carrying your own bike. And it's humbling. It's humbling in the sense that you have no idea how much your body can achieve until you try. And that is the key message here that I try to tell people. Stop chasing the weight, stop chasing the mirror, find something out there that you enjoy and go after it. Um, because even if you put that treadmill on the highest incline and run for an hour, the impact of having your feet hit the ground, actual earth, and have the earth respond to that pressure, and the mental image of having to get from point A to point B, because on the treadmill, you just click a button and you can be watching something or be distracted by something. But on the trail, you have to get from point A to point B alive, and we don't do anything dangerous. Like there's civilization all over, and there's a lot of us in a group, but it's the mental barrier of having to get from point A to point B on an incline, um, walking or running or cycling, um, and be consistent about it, and learning to transfer energy properly from your body to the earth and back. Um, that I don't know if everybody else has that skill already, but I'm learning everything the hard way, and I just thought it's an experience worth sharing. One of the guys, and I actually I have a um, little small GoPro here, so I'm gonna start recording my progress. It'll be an experience worth having on record, at least for me. And actually, last time one of the guys had a GoPro on him, so I'm gonna start looking at footage of myself walking and myself cycling and trying to figure out um, how to actually use my body properly. And for me, that's such an important thing because I was that kid that was not allowed on rides because I was either too tall or too heavy. I was that person denied access to everything that requires a certain weight limit. And to some point, I still am. I mean, I was looking at canoes and those paddle boards, and they have weight ratings, and I had to punch in the weight of myself and my wife and figure out if that thing will fit or not. So I think in some sense I'm still constrained by the amount of weight I have, but I also have a considerable amount of muscle mass, and I can move myself around, but obviously not enough. My heart rate is shooting to 200. Um, and anything that requires me to move from point A to point B, I think there's a panic factor in it. For some reason, I lose breath so quickly, and I think it's about time that I actually um, learn to use this body. So I'm looking at footage of myself and taking pictures and taking videos, and you should too. It's an experience like I've never experienced before. Again, I don't care how much time you spend on the treadmill or a stationary bike or a rowing machine or one of those assault bikes or anything. Um, Having to haul ass across a terrain, even a flat one, is a challenge. And I actually envy the people who started their lives running. Like I know a couple of people on Instagram who are not in the gym as much as they would go for runs. And guys, you are absolutely in the right zone because when the zombies come, it's not gonna be about how much muscle you can have on your body. It'll be who runs faster, and you only got to be faster than the next person and let the bears come for the last one. So I'm trying to be just not the last one for now. just not the last one. So I think that was an experience worth sharing, and I thank you all for listening. And I think it's the first time I have this on video. If you want to actually see me rant instead of just listening. So if you're into listening, this is going to be on the podcast. If you want to watch, this is going to be on a video, probably on YouTube. And if you want to read, I'm actually transcribing this, and it's going to be on the blog, thewhiplife.com. Um, so stay in touch. Let me know if you had any experiences with trying to move your body around. I'm really, really interested in hearing the experiences of others who've been in similar situations. And yeah, I mean, it's life changing, to be honest. It changes the way you think of your body, and it changes the way you think of the world. Who would have thought that a 5% or 8% incline can actually get your heart rate to the point where you actually think you're going to have a heart attack? So go out and experience the world, guys. And now is a good time to start, because I'm really sad. Soon it's going to be cold again, and mobility is going to be very limited. So let's enjoy the world while we have the luxury of taking our shirts off in public. Yeah. Um, Thank you guys for joining, and thanks for listening. And yeah, see you next time.